I'm attempt a task that I've been putting off a long time. With regard to the generator, I have a saltwater leak in the exhaust manifold. I have a strip bolt on the end plate. And my brother was here last week. He brought me a helicoil set for the repair. And so today I'm gonna attempt that work cautiously, because we're out here in Escondido. There's no shop, there's no store, there's no parts, there's no people to help me. And so if I get too carried away and I end up being more broke than it is today, I'm going to be at risk of being stuck here awkwardly with no generator. I have a new gasket for the end plate, and I have the helicoil kit, and so I think I can do it. Hopefully I can actually remove a couple of electrical parts so that I can drill the stripped bolt hole out without removing the exhaust manifold, which would be great. So anyway, here goes. So this generator is a 20 kW Westerbeek. It's a 4-cylinder diesel. My understanding that it's like 64 horsepower. I think they put them in Mazda pickup trucks.
What is
Sound
that?
cover. It's nice and quiet in here when it's running. Sound enclosure. So this is an older unit. It has something like 7,000 plus hours on it, maybe 7,500 hours. So you can see on this particular, there's a typical exhaust leak right here. See this salt deposit right here? That means that there's a little saltwater leak right there. And that's just a little thing. I'm not going to worry about fixing it. But on the back side over here, the generator, I've got a leak. You can tell it's a seawater leak because of look how the salt builds up here all around. So I've got this little drip right here. This is actually a funnel. This is actually a funnel that I've been using to catch the drip and put in this water bottle down there. Look, it's completely filled, just so I wouldn't have a mess down here. But hopefully I can eliminate that whole mess and clean this all up. Put a new gasket. I got 5 bolts here, right here, 1, 2, 3, and 2 on the very bottom that I have to remove. Put a new gasket on there. I need to drill that out, so I'm gonna hope I can take this box off or move it away so that I can drill and get my drill motor in there so that I can drill that out without taking the manifold off. It looks like I'm gonna be able to do it, I think. So this is the stripped bolt hole right here. There's supposed to be a stud in it, but it just turns freely. So this is the one I gotta drill out and put a helicoil in it. And I have determined that my drill is gonna fit just like this.
Wonderful. Pretty
nice, actually, and surprising, honestly. I'll be able to put it in straight as soon as I get this piece off, and that's gonna be the tricky part. I'm afraid I might break something, but I got this box out of the way, and that's why it's going to work. So thankfully, I don't have to take the entire manifold, that's this piece here, off, along with, 4 other gaskets. No, probably, yeah, at least 4 other gaskets, if not 8, and then risk ruining something underneath there, making another leak. So it's going to be the tricky part, because I got to break this loose. It seems to be pretty tight. And this is, as you can see, a rusty pipe, 40 years old, and no replacement parts available where I'm at, that's for sure. Yes, it's hot. We ran the generator this morning, which makes it all more fun. This is really stuck. There's a gasket right here underneath this plate, between this plate and the manifold, and I need to break it loose. But this is such a rusty old thing, I'm afraid of breaking this apart. It's a weld from here to here. I'm gonna have to tap on it. I've already beat this with a rubber mallet. It doesn't do anything. I'm gonna try to pry it away. And the secret is to do it at a bolt hole, so that if I do damage either this plate or this aluminum, which I'll probably damage the aluminum, then the gasket will be easier to seal at a bolt hole. freaking ruining the aluminum. It's breaking, tearing up right there. It's so corroded. It's going away. I just learned from the manual that this is a nipple and it's screwed into here. So this I need to chip away maybe, and then it'll slide out, or I can try to unscrew it. But man, it does not look good. I don't like the look of it at all. So I'm gonna try to chip away at it, and then maybe it'll slide out. I think I'm getting it. So I need to slide this off of here.
Oh, wow.
But it's so full of rust that I have to chip it. A little more chipping. Okay. Woo.
Woohoo! 2 little successes.
Look at that. Wow, that's not good. Corrosion is horrible on the end of this aluminum. But look at the corrosion on the end of the manifold. It's freaking horrible. Look at that. The aluminum's gone. I don't think I'm going to ever get that to seal again. Yeah, after all this, I got a worse leak now than I did by far. This is going to shoot out of here. Well, I'll cut this gasket and just to put it over that pipe.
Oh, wow.
Here's the disaster. Well, first of all, this has got to have to... See, look, the corrosion is so bad that there's meat missing all around the perimeter. Piece here, piece down here, corner here, big area down here. Worse than that is here's where that stud goes in here. There's no material to drill it through. So I got to put some JB weld on there and build it up. And then hopefully I can drill a straight hole through it and thread through the JB weld and this aluminum to put one of these studs right there. Another big area down there that's bad. And I don't have much JB weld either.
Oh, no.
It'd be a miracle if I get this thing to work. Honestly, needing a miracle right now. Small one. Can't imagine it working. I'm gonna put it together. I'm gonna do the best I can, but it's gonna leak. So we'll have a big fat leakage problem until we can throw away this generator and buy a new one. I was gonna over drill that hole and thread in a helicoil, but since it's completely destroyed and there's not enough meat there, I could probably just epoxy this in there instead. Might be the trick right there. Pretty sure everybody knows what JB weld is, but anyway, it's a 2-part epoxy. Stuff can work miracles, so I'm hoping for one right now.
Day number 2 with my husband down in the dungeon, as he likes to call it sometimes, trying to fix this leak that we've had for quite some time. Let's check in on him.
Yeah, so what I've done here is I built it up, this corroded edges of this aluminum, cast aluminum exhaust manifold, and I overbuilt it, so now I'm filing it down flat, and it might be a pretty good fix in the end. Pretty tedious though. We'll see. I am providing a generous application of gasket maker before I put the gasket on all around my newly finished surface, mating surface. And I hope it works.
Me too.
And this gasket, it doesn't fit very good.
I wonder how come it doesn't fit.
I don't know.
I mean, isn't the point of a gasket? It's supposed to be precise?
Yeah, very awkward. I'm hopeful.
Oh, those are good words.
We'll know tomorrow morning.
All right, we have to wait 24 hours for the stuff to dry before we can run the generator.
Yep.
Which means we're gonna go one whole day without having refrigerators working. Oh boy. Hi!
Cheers.
Oh, yes.
Old friends and new ones today.
Yeah.
Chink, chink,
Cheers.
chink, chink, chink.
Dilly dilly, right? That's what I always say.
My husband has spent 2 days in the generator trying to repair a pretty massive repair. And today's the third day that we're gonna actually turn it on for the first time and make sure it works. We didn't run the generator yesterday because it took 24 hours for the Permatex gasket maker material to cure. And my refrigerator is definitely warming up. The freezers are warming up a little bit. So we're gonna run it extra long today. Lord willing it works. Lord willing there's no leaks. It would be fantastic if it's finally working because this has been a leak and a problem for a long time now. So, okay, here we go. I'm a little nervous, but I have a lot of confidence in my husband. So.
Oh, jeez. Lots of Permatex. It was quite a mess, but I'm fairly confident that it's going to seal because I don't think there's a whole lot of pressure in there. Probably 14 psi. There you have it. I'm going to fill this thing with some antifreeze and then fire it up.
You're leaking pretty good over here.
Really?
Yep.
Coming out?
Yep, it's sprayed out. Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
Well, it's a total hole in the side that apparently missed with the JV weld. It's way worse than it was. I mean, the leak is. So shoot, I wonder if I can daub some JV weld on there, squish it into the hole. I don't know what happens though. I mean, is it gonna stick or?
How long does it take for that stuff to dry?
A couple hours.
Not the best day for a cloudy day since we could really use some solar right now, since we can't run the generator. Wow. I mean, it's nice that we at least have some solar since we can't run the generator and we didn't run it at all yesterday. We were still able to have the internet on and get some work done because of the solar charging of the batteries, which was fantastic. But we kind of need that again today because we can't run the generator just yet. And while the solar does not help us with our refrigeration problem, at least we have the batteries are being charged. But right now it's a completely overcast day so far. So we have almost no solar coming in to feed our batteries and they are desperately hungry. 1.7 amps coming in. Our batteries are dead. Oh well. Boat life.
There's the hole right there. So I'm hopeful that I can clean it, put some JB weld on there, and be done once and for all.
Well,
we'll see. I got a patch on there about the size of a nickel with JB weld, what little I have left. We'll wait a couple hours. Whenever it gets hard, then we'll know.
Peter on Kessel has brought over his generator so that we can plug in to shore power and run and refrigerate and use the refrigerators, try to get them cold again. You know, I tell you, the people that you meet in the boating community is just phenomenal. We feel very blessed with the people that we get to meet out here. And I really, while boating life can be very difficult, and actually there will always be very difficult moments in boating life, it really is the life. I highly recommend it. If you have the tiniest bit of adventure in you, get a boat. You won't regret it. I mean, there will be definitely moments you'll regret it, but for the majority of it, it's a really great life. It seems like we haven't been on a dinghy ride in a really long time. We have not had the dogs to the beach in over a week. They're definitely due for a good run. There's not really a lot of beaches around here, but there's a little spot back there that we're gonna go check out. So Chris read this morning that someone did a heat gun on their JB weld, and I guess it dried it super fast. And Peter happens to have one, so we're headed on over to Kessel. We're gonna borrow his heat gun, and he's already brought over the generator, which was just awesome. Thank you so much for that. So our refrigerators are on right now. Anyway, we'll be able to get that JB weld nice and hard, and then we'll be able to turn on our generator, and fingers crossed there's no more leaks. Peter and Ginger have joined us. All kinds of cool shells. that's hot. Our boat thinks we're on shore power because we plugged his generator into...
Yeah, there's a Honda 2200i hooked up out there.
Okay.
It's 110, so I need to just shut off these guys and then go turn off that.
Okay, so he just used Peter's heat gun, turned that JB Weld solid rock in like a minute. It's pretty awesome. Thank you, Peter, for that. And now we are going to add a little more water to the generator and hopefully fire this puppy up with 0 leaks.
Checking the oil.
And?
I could use a little dab, probably. Just right in the middle. So I'm going to leave it. Look at the size of this. It's like 5 feet long, 3 feet wide. They make them like 7 or 8 kW. I can park right there and then have all of our lithium batteries right here in one spot instead of scattered all over the boat. Okay, go ahead.